Hey guys, what's up? Daniel here. Today we're talking about the new iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus. And this is just a quick overview of the phones. It's not too in-depth, but it's just so you get an idea of what the phones have and what they're gonna be able to do when you get them, or when you can get them later this month. So first of all, the new phones have A8 chips, which are, of course, upgraded every year. This is faster, it can perform better, it doesn't heat up as much. Now last year's was the A7, and it's just overall improved for the graphics, gaming, etc. Last year we had the M7 chip, and now we have an M8 chip. Now these chips are kind of like a co-processor for motion, which allow you to measure the elevation and track how many flights and stairs you've climbed. Now it's just been greatly improved over last year's model. So I mean, if you've seen it on the 5S, you can see that it hasn't really done too much. There's been some app support here and there, but it's really going to be noticeable with iOS 8 coming later this month. Now Apple also introduced a new gesture called reachability, which is for the iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus, and it basically allows you to bring down the whole screen by double touching the home button, and everything will slide down so that you can actually reach the top of whatever app you're working on. So if your hands can't reach, you can do this real quick and you'll get to that button that you need without having to move your hand or stretch your hand, since the phones are much larger than the current iPhone 5S and the iPhone 5. Now, of course, as always, the iPhone 6 Plus and the iPhone 6 have new front-facing cameras and back-facing cameras. The back-facing camera is still 8 megapixels like last year's iPhone, but Apple says it can take in 80% more light than last year's model. And the back camera is capable of recording 1080p video at 60 frames per second. Normally it only records it at 30 frames. You can also do HDR videos now, and slow motion has gone up to 240 frames instead of 120 frames, which is just going to make amazing slow motion videos, especially for a phone. Now there's a slight difference between the iPhone 6 Plus and the iPhone 6 cameras. The iPhone 6 has a digital image stabilization, while the iPhone 6 Plus will have the optical image stabilization. So it's going to be a little bit better on the iPhone 6 Plus, but the difference might not be that big. We'll check it out when they actually come out. As you would expect, the 5.5-inch model allows apps to actually be a lot more productive, since the size of the screen is larger and you can fit more information. So these apps are going to be tending more towards the iPad apps kind of vibe instead of the iPhone apps. Now this is only, of course, if developers update their apps, because what's great is that if developers create an app for the iPhone 5, they won't have to update it for the 6 and 6 Plus. Now the new iPhone 6 also have an NFC chip at the top of the device, which offer contactless payments, which is amazing, and it's something that I've been wanting for a long time. I mean, a lot of phones have had them kind of, but Apple has really made this a lot more secure and a lot better. So basically, the phone will touch up to a payment system at places like Subway, McDonald's, Walgreens, Bloomingdale, Staples. They have a bunch of places that will be accepting this in the near future. And you'll basically go up to it, get your phone close, and then Touch ID, and you'll put your finger and you'll pay. Now what's great is that Apple won't have your credit card information. Like, they won't give the actual numbers of the credit card to the merchant, and it's going to keep everything super secure. There's a new chip inside the phone that will house all that information and won't let it basically to get out. What they're doing is really, addressing the privacy concerns that people have had with other payment platforms. I mean, if your phone gets lost, you can just deactivate payments and there's no need to cancel your credit cards, because there are no numbers there and there's no way that they can use them. So once you turn it off from iCloud, there's no way that the person that stole the phone can make any payments. And yeah, aside from that, you got the new body, of course, aluminum again. It'll come in space gray, silver, and gold. It's thinner than the new iPhone. The 5.5-inch model is a little bit thicker than the 4.7-inch model, but not by a lot. They will retail for $200 on a 2-year contract. Now that's the 16 gigabyte 4.7-inch model. The 64 gigabyte will be $100 more, so $300, and then $400 for the 128 gigabytes. So it goes from 16 to 64. They skipped right over the 32. Not sure why they didn't just start with the 32. And then for the 5.5 inch model, it's just $100 on top of that. So even if it's off contract $650 for the iPhone 6, it'll be $750 for the iPhone 6 Plus. It's got a little bit confusing, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll make sure to have videos of the new iPhones later this month. Thank you for watching.